Hi, this is part two. Sorry, my phone didn't have enough data, so hopefully it'll work this time. Um, so yeah, as I was saying, I realized in my dream that I was glad that I chose the path that I did because if I would have walked up the middle, I would have been hit by the um what's it called? The dirt bike on its way down. Um like I wouldn't have been able to jump to the side because the paths were well like separate. Even though they were together, they were separate, and so I would have got hit for sure and probably like died or something. I don't know, but it would have been bad. So I remember that happened twice, where I saw a motorcycle, or sorry, a dirt bike going by really fast. I had no fear, but I just remember that I definitely like paused and like thought about that as I was saying. So I kept going, and I got to the top. And at the top, I saw a whole bunch of other people, and I saw sky trains, I guess, like people that the doors were opening and people were kind of going everywhere to go to their destination. But what happened was there was these huge gaps in the platform, and it was made of wood, but there was these like really big gaps, and somehow because I had 3 bags, and I didn't realize I had 3 bags up until this point, but they were all round, and I don't know why I didn't have them in just one big bag, but I think it's probably symbolic. Anyway, one of my bags fell through one of these giant holes, and it went directly down to the bottom. And that's also where I realized just how high up I was, because I remember looking down, and I was like really, like I was like a skyscraper, like I was like if you had a really huge building in a city and you were to look down, it was probably like halfway up, so not too high, but like pretty high. Um, and I remember I saw like kind of like a train conductor, but he wasn't a train conductor, but he was like some sort of a person. And I remember asking him like, "Oh, like what should I do when I drop my bag?" And I don't know what he said. I don't remember him like talking really to me. I think he helped me, but I don't know what we talked about. So I ended up deciding not to get onto the SkyTrain thing because I needed to go back and get my bag. And so what I did was, I believe I climbed back down slowly the way that I came. I don't fully remember, but I do know for sure that I definitely did not go down like the people on the bikes. I think I went down by myself. I think I either climbed down or something happened. But anyway, so the weather, by the way, when I'm up at the top, the weather was good. The weather was sunny. It was just like a normal day. Not to be. It was like I don't know, nothing spectacular. We're not talking about like a summer day, but we're just talking about like your average day where there's like sun and clouds, like normal. So then I get to the bottom, and I remember like I'm behind these like railroad tracks, and I go to call my brother to let him know that I'm still on my way and if he could meet me. And I asked him to meet me like on the ground. And I think he was coming to like pick me up or something like that, but he hadn't got there yet. And so I was walking to get my bag, and I was just kind of looking around, and then all of a sudden I remember looking at the bottom of this. I think it may have been the bottom. I don't know. It was around that area. Like I was in like some sort of a like industrial area maybe, but I don't know. Anyway, but my point is that there was a whole bunch of snow. There was snow everywhere. And it wasn't cold or anything, but I just remember looking at the snow. But what was unusual about the snow was that all of the snow was in circles. So it wasn't circles in the sense of what we would know now, which would be like, for example, if it were to snow and animals were to walk in it and you would see like tracks, or like how humans would step on snow and then, the snow would get compressed down and you could see like circles in that sense. It wasn't like that. it was like the snow was literally made out of these circles. Like if you were to take your two hands and put them together, like like this, and put the other one together, like I'm holding my phone, but you know what I mean, and it would make like a circle. It looked like that, and it was about like that thick, but it was made out of snow. But they were all laying on top of each other, so there were thousands of these stacked like in a pile, just all over the place. And yeah, so I thought that was interesting. And I think that's pretty much all I can remember from the dream. But then I woke up, um, and then I was thinking about the dream, and I think I could be wrong, but I think the circles is kind of like, you know how everyone's been saying animals going in circles and stuff like that. I think it's definitely a message from God. I think the snow represented forgiveness of sins. I think the white and red on the bike maybe represented like, sins, and I think that they're probably headed to the wrong direction, obviously, like hell. I don't know though, but just in hindsight, thinking about it, I feel like that's what it was saying. But I wasn't on that path, thank God. And then I Googled 3 bags dropping one. And for some reason, the first thing that came up in my Google search results was a pregnant woman. And it said, and I haven't been pregnant like that, so I don't know, but I guess apparently before a woman gives birth, like right before or a couple of weeks before, apparently I guess that the baby drops in her stomach right before labor. And so I guess you could say it's unrelated, but when I Googled, like I said, when I had the 3 bags and I dropped one and it fell so far, when I Googled that, the first thing that came up was a pregnant woman, and that meant that the baby was about to drop. And that's kind of interesting because if we think about, the rapture. Anyway, I'm going to go now because I don't want to use up all my storage. I've had other dreams, but that was the dream I had last night. God bless all of you. Yeah, I look forward to seeing you in heaven, and just remember to, uh, to do your best to remember to use the gifts that the Holy Spirit gave us to help each other. But anyway, love you all. Thank you very much for listening. Bye.